What if your business could respond to customers, follow up with leads, create content, organize information, and handle repetitive admin tasks, even while you sleep? That's not science fiction. With the right AI automation and workflow systems, a small business owner can eliminate hours of repetitive work every week. But there's a catch. AI alone doesn't automate your business. Systems do. And in this video, you'll learn how to build those systems step by step. Why AI automation matters. Running a small business often means doing everything yourself. You answer emails, you respond to customers, you follow up with potential buyers, you create social media posts, you prepare invoices, you update spreadsheets. And somewhere between all those tasks, you're supposed to find time to actually grow the business. This is where AI automation becomes interesting. AI can help you perform tasks faster. Automation can make sure those tasks happen automatically. And workflow systems connect everything together. Think of it like this. AI is the brain. Automation is the engine. The workflow is the road connecting everything together. So let's look at 5 practical ways a small business can use this combination. Automate customer enquiries. Let's start with one of the biggest time drains, customer questions. Imagine someone visits your website at 10:30 at night. They ask, "Do you offer next-day delivery?" Normally, you might answer the next morning, but an automated system can immediately recognize the question and provide an appropriate answer. For more complex questions, it can collect the customer's details and send the conversation to you. The important point is that automation doesn't necessarily mean replacing human interaction. Instead, it handles the repetitive first layer. For example, a customer submits a question. The system identifies the type of inquiry. AI creates or selects an appropriate response. The customer receives an immediate answer. If the inquiry requires human attention, the system alerts you. That means you spend your time dealing with situations that actually require your expertise. Automate lead follow-up. Here's another common problem. A potential customer contacts your business. You have a conversation. They seem interested. Then the day gets busy and you forget to follow up. That single missed follow-up could mean a lost sale. A workflow can prevent this. Imagine a potential customer fills out your inquiry form. The system automatically adds their information to your customer database. AI can then categorize the lead based on their inquiry. For example, hot lead, warm lead, cold lead. Then the workflow can trigger a follow-up sequence. Perhaps the first message thanks them for their inquiry. A few days later, another message answers common questions. Later, you could send useful information, a case study, or an invitation to book a consultation. And if the customer replies, the automated sequence can stop and hand the conversation back to you. This is powerful because the system doesn't rely on you remembering everything. The workflow remembers for you. Turn one piece of content into many. Content creation can consume enormous amounts of time. You create a YouTube video, then you need a LinkedIn post, an Instagram caption, a Facebook post, a newsletter, maybe a short video script. That can become a full day's work. AI can help you turn one piece of content into multiple assets. For example, start with a YouTube video. Your workflow can send the transcript to an AI system. The AI can identify the key ideas. Then it can generate several pieces of supporting content. One long-form article, 3 short social posts, several video hooks, a newsletter, frequently asked questions, and perhaps a list of ideas for future videos. The important concept here is content repurposing. You don't need to create everything from scratch. Create one valuable piece of content, then build a system that helps you distribute and adapt it. This allows a small business to compete with businesses that have entire marketing teams. Automate administrative tasks. Now let's talk about the work nobody wants to do. Copying information between spreadsheets, organizing files, updating customer records, sending reminders, creating reports, processing repetitive information. These tasks might only take 5 minutes each, but 5 minutes multiplied by dozens of tasks every week can become hours. A workflow can connect the tools you already use. For example, a customer completes an online form. Their information automatically enters your customer database. The system creates a task for your team. An email confirmation is sent. The relevant information is stored in the appropriate folder. And your sales pipeline is updated. Nobody has to copy and paste the same information 5 times. That's the real value of automation. It isn't necessarily about doing something spectacular. It's about eliminating hundreds of tiny repetitive actions. Point 5. Build a business that runs on systems. This is probably the most important point. Don't start by asking, what AI tool should I use? Start by asking, what happens repeatedly in my business? Look at your business from beginning to end. How does someone discover you? How do they contact you? How do you respond? How do you qualify them? How do they receive a proposal? How do they become a customer? What happens after they buy? Where do you ask for reviews? Where do you follow up? Every repeated process is a potential workflow. You can create a simple map. For example, customer enquiry to AI classification to CRM to follow-up to sales appointment to customer, review request. Once you can see the process, you can start deciding which parts should remain human and which parts can be automated. And this is extremely important. Don't automate a broken process. If your process is confusing manually, automating it will simply make the confusion happen faster. First, simplify the process, then automate it. A simple AI automation framework. So how do you actually begin? Here's a simple 5-step framework. Step 1. Identify repetitive tasks. Write down everything you do repeatedly during a normal week. Step 2. Find the biggest time wasters. Look for tasks that happen frequently and don't require much human judgment. Step 3. Document the process. Write down exactly what happens from beginning to end. Step 4. Decide where AI adds value. AI might be useful for writing, summarizing, classifying, analyzing, extracting information, or generating responses. Step 5. Connect the workflow. Use automation software to move information between the tools you already use. And don't automate everything at once. Start with one workflow, measure the result, fix the problems, then move to the next one. The biggest mistake to avoid. There's one mistake I see businesses making with AI. They collect dozens of AI tools. One tool for writing, another for images, another for automation, another for customer service, another for meetings, another for research, and eventually they have more tools than systems. That's backwards. Your goal shouldn't be to use the most AI tools. Your goal should be to create the simplest system that produces the desired result. Technology should support your business process, not become the business process. Conclusion. AI automation isn't about making your business completely hands-off. It's about removing unnecessary manual work so you can spend more time on the things humans are better at. Building relationships, making decisions, solving complex problems, creating new ideas, and growing the business. The businesses that benefit most from AI won't necessarily be the ones using the most advanced tools. They'll be the ones that understand their processes and know exactly where automation can create value. So start small. Choose one repetitive task. Turn it into a simple workflow. Measure the time you save, then improve it, because one automated process might save you an hour a week. But 10 well-designed workflows could completely change how you operate your business. If you found this useful, subscribe to the channel for more practical guides on AI, automation, productivity, and business systems. And in the comments, tell me, what is the most repetitive task you currently do in your business? That could be the perfect place to start your first AI automation.